Hello BookTube, my name is Millie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about a library haul that I have of all books related to walking. I love walking, I live in the English countryside, so there are an abundance of beautiful walks near me, and I love the rejuvenative power of nature, going on a nice muddy walk, obviously because it's England, but still very refreshing. I also love nature writing, that's one of my keen passions, and I love history and folklore. So a few of these books do sort of mesh together a lot of my different interests. So I thought it would be good to share these with you. So I'll go for sort of history first. So the first book I have is The Path of Peace by Anthony Seldon. And this is about a walk that Anthony Seldon did, inspired by a First World War soldier, which was from the French-Swiss border to the English Channel. And this soldier, I believe, had the hope that there would be some sort of pilgrimage that people could take to remember those who lost their lives in the First World War. I'm really interested in this time in history. I love pre, during and post First World War. It's a time of great change for the people living all across the world and in this country. And also I visited certain places in Ypres back when I was in school to mark the start of the First World War, I believe, the 100 years. So I'm really intrigued to give this a go and see what I learn from it, and also read more about the landscape that I have somewhat been at, but I would like to learn more. The second one is kind of history but also language related. So this is The Gathering Year by Mary Colwell. This is about a pilgrimage that Mary Colwell does, the Camino Frances, in northern Spain. I'm currently learning Spanish using the Dreaming Spanish method, and I'm really keen to do the Camino de Santiago when my language proficiency is better. So I thought this would give me a good insight into how that walk goes, and I just love books about walking and nature and stuff, so I thought this would be nice to dip my feet into ahead of me at some point doing the Camino de Santiago. Frederick Gross's Philosophy of Walking. This is a more of a deep dive into the philosophy of walking. That's actually the title, Millie. I don't know why I've said that, whatever. But basically he's looking at some of our greatest thinkers. So Kant, Nietzsche, who else did it say? Kerouac, I think, and they all had a love of walking, and basically exploring the link between great thinkers and walkers and the human body and walking and what it does for us. I'm really intrigued by this. I love all things walking, as I've said, and about mindfulness and things like that. So I think it would be a really interesting read. The next one, which links in as well to the beauty of walking and how it can be rejuvenative, is The Salt Path. This is a very well-known book. I'm very late to the party. I actually picked this up because I saw the trailer for the film with Gillian Anderson and Jason Isaacs in the cinema a couple of weeks ago when I went, and I was like, well, I have to read that because I want to watch that. So The Salt Path is it's the true story of Raina Wynn and her husband, who in a matter of weeks lose pretty much everything as a result of a business deal that goes wrong, and get a terminal diagnosis for her husband. They experience these things and they sell everything and go walking the south of England. I love stories about people who live with little, or who try to connect with a more naturalistic way of living, about commodities and commercialization and things like that. And I love stories about the rejuvenative power of nature, and also when things go wrong. This isn't a perfect, oh, I walked South Coast and it solved all my problems and everything was great. It's actually a story about how, you know, doing a journey like this really helped them, but it was also incredibly hard. So I'm really excited to get to this and also to watch the film at some point. And then the last book I have is Weird Walk, Wanderings and Wanderings Through the British Ritual Year. I follow these guys on Instagram and I really love their content. A lot of it relates to the English countryside and folklore. And this is a book broken down by season and different walks, stone circles, folkloric rituals that happen at different times of the year. The blurb is really lovely, so I'd like to read that. In this book is a radical idea. By walking the ancient landscape of Britain, engaging with the traces of the deep past, and following the wheel of the year as it turns, we can find a pathway that reconnects us to our shared folklore, to the seasons and to nature, setting a course towards optimism, re-enchantment and a brighter future for all. Foreword by Stuart Lee. So I'm really excited to get to this, particularly in the spring section, to see where I can go treading about in the English countryside and go and discover, particularly down south. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'd also thought that I would talk about this, which I received in the post today, which is the folk review. I love folklore and British folklore traditions, so this sort of partners with Weird Walk in a way, even if it's not really about walking. I'm sure there's stuff about walking in here, but there's different stories, articles, photographs, all about folklore in the UK, and this is the first edition, so I think the next edition comes out in September, so I'll be excited to get that when that comes out too. Thank you for watching my YouTube video today. I would love to hear some of your recommendations of books about walking or folklore or history or any of the things that you think I'd like based on the haul I've just given you, and I'll see you in the next video.